your boy fit get big right.
Yo, what's up, gang? It's Partyboiparis here, Party Boy. Got the party hat on. Make sure to show love to my boy, World Is Mine TV. I was born in Rochester, New York, in the city type. Most people won't know about it. Me and Jordy, we actually both grew up, like I said, we grew up on the same street. Originally, I was born on like Averill Street. It's not like the best environment. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I was in the streets when I was young. It definitely wasn't a good environment. And shit was happening around me. I was lucky enough for my parents to have worked hard enough to get me into the burbs when I was a teenager to where I didn't have to grow up that most niggas would have had to do if I actually stayed where I was at. Yeah, so basically my childhood just consisted of this nigga right here just doing dumb shit. Me and this nigga, I grew up with him doing pretty much shit that 10-year-old, 8-year-old niggas do, fucking playing Michael Jackson, playing 2K, Beyblade and shit. We just used to be on everything. You already know, keep the pokey on me. My dad always was into music, and I would just hear my dad playing music a lot. And I thought he was like a famous celebrity because I always heard his CDs in the car. I was too old to realize anybody could make music, but I always thought my dad was like this famous dude because he was just bumping the music. He would go along with it type shit. Basically, I just used to look up to him. Like, he was like 50 Cent to me, no cap. When I was like 6, 7, 8, I became a rapper. My name, because my dad's rap name is Lil D. Lou, like Dirty Lou. My original, like when I was 7, it was like Little Dirty Lou. So it was just like Lil D. Lou. You know, I got into that, and then my dad kind of got more into family life and stopped rapping. From there, I kind of decided, like, I kind of gave up on rap. I wanted to be a wrestler, which is weird. I thought I was about to be in the WWE or some shit. That's all I really cared about was wrestling when I was young. Feel me? Like when Edge retired, Party Boy, I was crying. I remember that shit clearly. 4th grade, I'm in class. I'm on WWE.com. I see the headline. Adam Copeland, aka Edge, has retired, bro. That shit broke my heart, bro. Like, I was mad as fuck, bro. I remember the speech he gave. His gimmick was what all these rappers are trying to be now, like on some rock star shit. He was the OG rock star, edgy nigga. Like, these rappers all trying to be edgy on some rock star, wearing, painting their nails. Edge was doing that shit first. Same with Jeff Hardy. Yeah, I went to pro wrestling school. I graduated with Jay Lethal. I actually, like, wrestled in the ring with a few WWE wrestlers, bro. I did that shit for 2 years, and I stopped. That shit hurt way too much. I said, this shit not for me, bro. I feel like Rochester is honestly my home. Yeah, I lived there for 15 years of my life. I lived there for most of my life. That's my actual home. I've been around so many different places. I feel like Rochester, I go back, it's like where I got family everywhere. Florida's just me and my parents. Out there, I got all my family. Rochester is always gonna have like a crazy place in my heart. And it's like, I wanna put on for my city. Like, I wanna put on for Rochester, like when I get up and whatnot. But it's like, can I claim from there if I was not there when, obviously I'm from there, but can I claim from there if I wasn't there when I started making music and going crazy and actually grinding with it? Like, all my other friends was there, like having hard times and shit. You already know Rochester got the best steak subs and the best pieces. It's no question. Bro, if you ever go to an Ock in like Rochester, like a corner store and get a steak sub, that shit is different. Like, you can't get that taste anywhere else. Like, I tried so many pizza places, it's just not the same. LA, it's definitely not the same. All the time, my dad was listening to like French Montana, the Coke Wave shit, like the early French, not the, the 2008, the grimy. He was listening to that. 50 Cent was my favorite artist when I was a kid. 50 Cent and Eminem. I really fucked with them. My dad used to bump Cassidy a lot. I don't know if you know who that is. He's just like a battle rapper. The Lokes, like the Locks were like Jadakiss, Dipset, bro, just all these different rap groups. On some like singing shit, he used to bump like Justin Timberlake, Imagine Dragons, bro. My dad had a crazy music taste. Like, he'd bump pretty much anything, but the top 5 was Eminem, 50 Cent, French Montana, put in Jadakiss. My dad used to bump a lot of Mac D. To be totally honest with you, bro, I'll be real. Originally, maybe, like when I was younger, that's the type of shit I thought I wanted to do. I never really made music like them. I never really went into music thinking like, oh, 50 Cent, those rappers that I just named. It was more like, the Lil Peep and the Lil Tracy's. And Lil Peep, Fat Nick, and Pouya are originally the ones who made me want to make music. Honestly, because I heard Pouya's music all the time. And I was like, bro, Brody not even that good. I feel like if I did this shit, I could actually like, you feel me? People would think that like Summers and like Plug and B-Wave, and obviously I fuck with that shit. That's the kind of music I listen to now, but like Summers, none of them, I was rapping before all that shit. Like, I was making like the same kind of music I kind of make now, just like the emotional shit. It's just the beats changed and my flow got better. When I say school, the first thing that comes to my mind is being different. I was just so different than everybody. I was like an outlier, crazy outlier, especially like early high school and middle school, trying to be like the class clown, which I think back and I regret it. Like, I was trying to be on some funny shit. My teachers would tell my parents like, oh, I think he has ADHD. Like, we need to get him on medicine and shit. And my mom just denied it. And she never put me on medicine, which said the one thing she don't want me doing is that type of stuff because it changed her personality according to her. So I was so like energetic. Like, I just couldn't like sit still. Like, I always had to like say something. I guess me being crazy and energetic in high school, being different translated to like obviously the style that I had. And my parents trying to get me to wear this and that. And my mom, she would sneak and buy me certain shit that my dad didn't want me to have. Like, my dad didn't want me to wear joggers. Like, you know, when joggers were like coming out and shit, everybody was wearing them shit. My dad didn't want me wearing them, so my mom actually like snuck and bought me like 5 pairs or some shit like that. Also, like, wear these in school, but like, don't show your dad. Like, and now I think back, I would have definitely dressed different, but I would just wear like a flannel shirt, a t-shirt like hanging down, and then I would have like some fucking like colorful pants, emoji pants. My mom was actually like goth, like emo, so like she dressed kind of how I dress now, like all black lipstick. She would have like chains, like spikes. She would wear like pretty much just fire stuff. Like my mom used to dress like she had like leather Michael Jackson pants, and that's when I got in trouble. She had like these leather pants, and I snuck them to school when I was in like 6th grade because I thought they were like some Michael Jackson shit. Like I had some leather dress shoes. Like I literally thought I was Michael Jackson on some weird shit, and I wore the leather pants. And my teacher like called my mom. She was like, "Do you know that your son's wearing like leather pants with like holes on the side, like female pants?" My mom was like, she obviously was like, yeah, like, but she didn't know. But when I got home, boy, I remember I got grounded for so long. Bands like R5, I would be listening to like Ross Lynch, like Austin Moon type shit, and like Big Time Rush, like Never Shout Never, Story So Far. A lot of my musical style, I'd say, came from like watching like Disney shows and shit like that. The kind of shit I watched when I was younger, like the Nick shows, it had good music in it, and it was like I kind of got more of like a pop sense to bring on to like the hip hop beats or like the plug and B beats, so like more of like a singy type shit. So it wasn't really like as much rap as you would think. Like I always bumped rap. I would listen to more like different shit. Like it can't even be like put into one genre, because if I put my playlist on and put it on shuffle, you might get one Chief Keef song, you might get one Lil Peep song, might get one Never Shout Never song. It was just so weird. Like my Big Time Rush song and that shit, it was just so diverse. I can't put it into one, like, you feel me? When I actually started getting into SoundCloud music, like getting into SoundCloud, the app overall, the first time I ever heard any SoundCloud artist, probably 21 Savage actually. I was watching the BMX videos because, like I said, I used to BMX. It was Adam Graham Mason. He used to have his On Some Shit. A Puya song came on. It was pretty. Right then and there, I stopped what I was doing. I've never heard a song like that. Because, you know, the SoundCloud shit was just different overall. That was the first time I ever heard a song like that. So I looked that song up. When I found that shit, instantly, I just got like immersed in like bumping Puya and Fat Nick when I was like 15, 14. I was bumping Puya and Fat Nick so because they were really the only SoundCloud rappers I know. And then I found out about X from Fat Nick. When I found out about X, it was clips there. I was listening to like Lil Peep. Eventually, me listening to Lil Peep morphed into like me listening to like Cold Heart, then listening to like Lil Tracy, listening to like Horsehead, and then listening to like just separate shit. Brennan Savage, like Omen 13, like mad different people. I had like these like trash dollar store headphones with the mic. Shit probably cost like $3. And I had like an Android. And that's when there wasn't no BandLab. There wasn't any of that shit. So I recorded on like some weird, crazy app. And that shit came out so bad. But I thought it was fire, bro. And that song is still on SoundCloud. Search up Nazir Jackson Temptation. That's it. Nazir Jackson Temptation. It has like a Naruto background. When I dropped that first song, my girlfriend was hyping it up. She was like, that is so fire. Like, yo, like that's like, obviously she was just capping type shit. But she was making it seem like it was hard. So I started making more music. Like, thought it's fire. So I'm trying to impress her type shit. And it was just trash. And then eventually, like, it got out in my school that I was making music. And obviously, I would tell people. I had so many different names. It was like Young Shadow Thief. I had like Lil Gleam, Lil Scream, just mad crazy shit. Eventually, I got Partyboiparis. I always talk about how I'm energetic and shit. Paris is my middle name. Some of my friends call me that. Plan on living in Paris. I'm Partyboiparis. It's only right when I'm up, I gotta do a tour all around France. We're probably only put France. My dad was definitely a critic, but he always told me like, you got something there, so keep going. Like, and my dad started making music again around this time. He made like a little studio. He would like bring me in there and he would be like, watch me, like don't talk, just watch type shit. Like, and I would watch him like punch in or like record. When I got the computer, I was like, I don't have to record on my phone anymore. Shit, I'm lit. So that's when it really started to like be a thing. And I think in high school, when I got the Drippin' So Pretty co-sign, I was gassed up at that point. It was no going back. He actually commented on my Instagram one day saying like, I fuck with that song, Hit and Run. He was actually probably in my top 10 around that time artist, so I would listen to him all the time. So I was like, the fact that Drip heard my music, thinking like, yo, that mean Tracy could have heard that shit. That mean Pete could have heard that shit. Like Brody Jordy, I was in New York actually in 2021, and I was at his house and we were recording music and we made some hits. He had already lived in LA and we was just both there visiting because obviously we're both from there. Sometimes sometime in between, I'm like, yeah, bro, I think I want to move out to LA. It just came into fruition. Like, bro, it was honestly, I was just like, it's no going back. When I got here, I felt like I'm where I needed to be. Me awakening my inner self. Actually, like when I came here and I'm walking down Hollywood Boulevard, it just felt like I belonged there. Ever since I was younger, I always felt like I was going to be famous. Somehow I was going to be like famous or known for something. I felt different than everybody else. I didn't feel like a normal person. I just always felt like I had like a crazy purpose. Walking down Hollywood Boulevard, I kind of felt like I was getting closer and closer to that purpose. That's when I got the idea of Hollywood Awakening, and the song Hollywood Dreams that I have on that album. Hollywood Dreams is literally about me having Hollywood dreams in LA. I took a chance. Ever since I took that chance, I've seen my music snowballing because of certain people that I met, certain people that I've been able to link with, doing certain opportunities, going to this party, going to these shows and meeting people. It was honestly the best thing I ever did. Hollywood Awakening, just all about me awakening my inner self, my inner being. We originally were driving from Florida to LA. I'm in the back seat sleeping. We just hear a pop and I wake up. We look in the front of the car and it's like smoking. So we all hop out like on some tweaking shit. Like, yo, the car's smoking. Pop the trunk. Little do you know, like some shit went, like some electrical problem. Probably from all the ACs, all the music, the speakers was on loud, the AC on. Niggas got computer plugged into like charging and shit. We got stranded in Texas. My car was totaled. Like that shit was burnt. I had to leave it there. When we got out of the car and lifted it up, that shit was like smoking at first for probably like, and then out of nowhere, it was just like a big, like another one. First thing he did was grab water, barely grabbed water and poured it on that shit. At that point, Jordy was about to fight, bro, because he's like, bro, why the fuck would you do that shit? Like, it really started to go up in flames. And when that shit exploded, we kind of backed up from the whip, like on some, yo, that whole shit could explode if we anywhere near it type shit. We all trying to get away, and then we like, yo, we got to get our shit. So by the time we go back in, which is probably like 3 minutes, 4 minutes after all that shit happened, by the time that shit happened, I'm trying to go towards the back of the car because the front is what's like hot and like burning up. So I go towards the back and we getting the stuff off the trunk. Most of my clothes in there. Thought was my wallet was in my book bag. We got back to the hotel. I realized I'm like, fuck, my wallet must have been in the front seat type shit. My birth certificate, all the shit that I brought, I had to re-get. And me and my bro was in Fort Worth, Texas at the Holiday Inn, down bad as fuck, bro. No weed, one charger, niggas sharing because everything got burnt. We don't got no choice because the next Greyhound was 4 days away. It was like a minute walk to Walmart, and that was really the only store that was anywhere near. And when we went in, bro, we was the only black people. We just looking around and everybody eyeing us. Like, we like, bro, you definitely got the revolver on. Like, they looking at us and we the only black people. We had the camera and the computer. Me and him, like, fuck it, bro. Let's just shoot some music videos. And we like, bro, but like, we got to get lit. We just going around like dead ass asking niggas that we think look cool. Like, yo, he got Vans on. Let's see if you know where the gas at. And they just looking at us like we dumb. Like, they like, bro, of course it's black people asking us for weed. Shout out to my grandma. She held it down. She bought us food like pretty much every day I was there. She copped us food every day. Just trying to hold it down because she knew about the situation. It taught me a lot of things. One, don't let nobody drive your car. Second thing it taught me, you got to be grateful for what you have because it could literally all be taken from you in a minute. It's a pretty like touchy subject. What it means to me is just a lot of pain and a lot of happiness. It's just a mix. I'm sure you know, my boy, with these females, like when you first meet them, they always turn out to be like such angels. Like, she could never do something to hurt me. Like, they're so nice to you. Like, but then like you going through a breakup, you see like peep certain shit that they're doing. They're like, this is not the girl I met. And it kind of just made it to the point where like I haven't had a girlfriend in a minute because I don't trust. You'll hear that evidently in my music. If I'm in the studio and I hear a beat, I might just talk about it. And it's not, I'm not even thinking about it like, oh, I'm gonna talk about her going into it. It's just something that just comes to me. Always write my music. A lot of time, like the song Ashley, the song Natalie, the songs where I'm talking about my love life, that shit usually comes like from the soul. Like anything you hear is just what comes in my head. And it's shit. And if it's coming to your head, it's shit that's true to you. You know what I mean? So like, it's just such a word that has so many meanings that you can't put it into one. And when you're younger, you don't even realize that's some shit that could really like make or break a person, change a person's life, change their trajectory, make them give up on their dreams, make them give up everything they love. Is like a crazy ass drug. People get addicted to drugs. People give up all they have for drugs. People get dependent on drugs just like the same. They get dependent on their partner. They give up everything for their partner. They get addicted to their partner type shit. I genuinely feel like love is a drug, and love is the first drug. It says that when you do certain drugs, obviously you get certain boosts, and like people say you're in like a love daze type shit. Like it's like a euphoria. Like literally when you're in love and you're there with a girl, it's like a euphoria. Basically what the show is called, Euphoria. It's about love and drugs. They both go into one one thing. Like somebody could not ever do drugs, be in love with somebody so crazy that that's the only drug they have. By the time they get divorced, some people kill themselves, which is a really sad topic to talk about. Give up on their kids. Some people will get into drugs. Some people will become homeless because they gave up everything for the person they love. I've seen it all happen. People will kill for love. Like people kill over girls. Girls will kill over guys. Me getting on these beats is the way for an outlet for my emotions, because I've gotten to the point to where I don't open up to girls anymore. Like I'll open up on my music. You listen to it, you know. And that's the only way I can open up. It's evident. Like people hit me up all the time. Every day I get multiple DMs of people hitting me up. Yo, this so-and-so song is so beautiful. Like it really relates to me. Like, oh, I love how your music is about like romance and about like shit that you've gone through and not about like this and that. To go through a hard time with love, there's only one thing you can do is just give it time. It's like you can't really do much to get it better and try to do shit that obviously wasn't smart to make it better. None of that shit brings back what happened. In the end, it's all the same result. You just got to get through that point. That's the only thing that you can do. Just, listen to some music, hang out with your homeboy, just do stuff that you did before her, before you were even thinking about her. Every day you keep doing your shit, like making music, hanging out with your friends, playing this sport. Eventually you're going to forget about her while you're doing these things. It's all going to go away over time. I bring the punk shit onto the plug and B. And originally I was just trying to rap. I was trying to like be like a rapper. I originally wanted to be like a Soundcloud rapper, and I kind of gave up on being a Soundcloud rapper, and I kind of moved over to singing, because who's doing that really? You can name some artists, Lil Shine, Corey Lingo. You could name some artists that are singing, but you couldn't compare my flow to theirs, because mine is way more unorthodox. And people say that all the time. I have a very unorthodox music style, and I started off to me being afraid to push the borders. Like to me, almost like doing flows other people had, just because I was scared to like do a flow that I thought was weird. But now it's like naturally my flow is just weird, and everybody that listens to my music knows that. I'm making music for me. If I like a song, I'm gonna put it out straight out. If people mess with my music, they will. If they don't, then they don't. Eventually I got to the point where it's like I don't care what people think about my music anymore. You can like it, you cannot like it. It went from me getting 10 comments of people saying the song is ass to 20, 30 comments of people saying it's good, and everything changes over time. I see a lot of people give up. People will clown it, or someone will say it's ass, and I've seen it firsthand. They don't want to come into the studio no more. And I'm like, bro, like all you had to do is keep going. Like I just see the potential in people. Like if somebody drops a song and it's not good, but you can still see like maybe this isn't that good, but you'll be making crazy songs. But some people will give up before they get to that point. People not fucking with this, like I'm about to just give up. Like people just complaining, and all the time I see it, and I'm just like, bro, just be grateful. You're able to do this, like what you love, and people commenting on your shit, even if it's not good. Like it doesn't matter if they're fucking don't like your song when they click on it. If they do, like, you get paid either way. One thing that I learned when I went to wrestling school, that's why there's a heel in the face. And I always thought when I was younger, I always like, damn, I feel bad for the heels. They get booed. Like nobody likes. I got older and I realized like the heels' job is to get people to boo them. People that boo them will still go out and buy their merch to bring it to the shows and like cut it up. They'll have a sign that says I hate Edge, but it's still a sign. You know what I mean? The way it is, especially with the way my brother Jordy is, like, because he's an engineer. He goes crazy with engineering. He raps and he engineers. He just produces everything. With him, it's low-key like a boot camp. It's not no playing around in the studio. Like you come in, we go crazy. Like for me, I really do. I sometimes I'll go months without recording, and then when I record like 6 songs in a row, 7 songs in a row for like a week. Sometimes I just won't feel like recording, and those times I'm not recording, I'm working to something else, like making music videos, dropping the songs that I recorded type shit. I can't write, bro. I suck at writing. The only time I write is when I find a beat like outside, and I think of a good flow, and I'm like, I can't forget this flow, and then I'll write. Usually when I go into the studio, I just start singing until I find something that I like. Sometimes the first thing I say, I'll keep it, and then I'll just keep going with that. Like I can make a song in 10 minutes, or it can take me 3 to 4 hours to make a song. It's really no in between with me. It's like an energy thing for me. If I'm feeling it, I feel it. If it comes to you, then it was meant to come to you. That's the way I think about it. Ideas that come to you were meant to come. Like the song Ashley, I thought of that song. The song Natalie, I thought of that song because I thought of that song in the spur of a moment. The certain song that got like certain people hitting me up that I looked up to, like I said, they fuck with it and shit. Because there was a time where I'm like, damn, like maybe I shouldn't release it. If she hears it, she might think it's cringe. I made it in the moment, so it's like when I actually thought about it, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna release it. Then little do I know, she hit me up. She hit me up saying she fucked with the song. We bumped it in the whip. Honestly, the one thing I'm aiming for is to just have people be able to listen to my music. This describes the way I'm feeling when it comes to emotions. Be able to, this song helped me actually get over something that I was feeling, because that's what music did for me. And really all I really want to do is like help people out. When I'm making my music, I'm obviously doing it because I love it. I get so happy when I find out that my music will make somebody happy, or they relate to it, or they resonate with it. I really don't care to be famous. I just care to to change the world. Like that's what I go back to when I say I had a purpose. Who's saying my purpose is famous celebrity guy? My purpose could just be somebody who's making change. Like maybe I'll be known, but I'm making change in like a smaller aspect. I just want to be able to live off of what I love doing, make other people happy with my music. That's literally it. I don't care to have 1 million followers, and that's what I feel like my purpose is. Like Hollywood Awakening, it's not about being famous. It's not. It's about changing the world. My only goal is I would honestly just go straight into wrestling after music. Be like an actual serious rapper / wrestler, to the point where it's like, oh, he's not just a wrestler who does like a few appearances a year. I want to be there like on some like, oh, he's wrestling tonight. He has a show like on Wednesday type shit. You feel me? There's no artists who have done that who like are living the gimmick. And I want to be like Partyboiparis is a wrestler and a rapper. I feel like that shit would be crazy. And then I want to kind of use that to move into acting on like romance scales. Like I want to act in like rom-coms, like romance movies, shit like that. I'm really into like actually just watching shows about romance, like soap operas and shit, which you might not expect from someone like me. But like I'll be watching The OC, I'll be watching Dawson's Creek, I'll be watching 90210, all these shows that you wouldn't expect someone to be watching. I watched The Life of American Teenager. If I had to choose something that I could do my whole life and get paid off of, besides music and wrestling, I would love to be a critic on some shit like that, like to watch shows and then rate them, because I do that shit anyway. I'm the type of nigga, I'll be watching shows, I'll go on IMBD, I'll go on some website and then do a review like, yo, I'm mad as fuck, Brody switched up in this episode, like I'm not messing with that. Awesome critic shit. I just feel like TV is also something that speaks to me besides music. Like watching it, you just immersed, and an hour feels like 10 minutes, especially when you're into the show and you kind of just want to keep going. That's another addiction, like binge watching shows, you just gotta keep going. Watching the shows when I was younger, certain shows like Austin and Allen, that's a music show. Watching shows like Big Time Rush, that's another music show. Watching all these shows made me get inspiration to where I got songs named after these songs on Big Time Rush. I got flows, I got certain specific things that I'm taking and making into my own from these different genres and these different niches. Should I just show it? Y'all better put this on the iceberg one day. Yeah, you see this? I want this on my iceberg. Already inspired me. You know who else inspired me? We got X and Pete. X and Pete got me through times to where I was so depressed over females, where I didn't have the music that I was listening to them. All I had was listening to people. All I had was that. I want my fans to know. And I always say that. Like, I'm paying homage to these niggas. Like, bro, I want my people that fuck with my music to know. Like, without Peep and X, I would not be making music. The tape coming early November, the Dawson's Creek tape. I dropped 2 singles in a row. Then I dropped Dawson and Joey yesterday. Just know I got that tape coming up. I got a show coming up. I got 2 shows coming January, February. Y'all can expect 3 music videos to be dropping between November, December, and January. Another tape with me and Dark Knight. It's so much shit, bro. I want y'all to stay tuned for all the shit, because this is literally just the beginning. Like, I feel like I'm just getting started. The ball is rolling down the hill. I'm not even close to the bottom. Partyboiparis, World Is Mine TV. First thing I want y'all to do after watching this interview is go follow my boy on YouTube, follow our boy on Instagram, follow him on all the social media platforms, because, you know, this dude's making everything happen for everybody. You know, I want y'all to know, stay true to yourselves. Make sure to follow me on all platforms, Partyboiparis, Partyboiparis, SoundCloud, Instagram, everything, Partyboiparis.
Party boy.